Today, I just want to talk about how often people should review a will. I often meet with clients for the first time whose existing wills are years out of date. They're making provision for people that they no longer speak to. They've got executors that they're no longer in contact with, or they certainly wouldn't want those executors looking after their estate in the event of their death. What I always say to my clients is any big change in circumstances, whether that's to yourself or whether it's to a beneficiary of your will, then give me a call and let's talk through whether we need to make some amendments to a will. Just some examples which would be from my own personal circumstances. One of the first wills that I made was before I was married. I was living and owned a house with my partner at the time. And of course we had some life insurance which sat alongside our mortgage. Unbeknown to me at the time, he wouldn't automatically benefit from the life insurance if I were to die. So of course we made a will, we left the life insurance to each other so that in the event of either of our deaths, the other person would inherit the life insurance in order to pay off the mortgage and remain in our house. My next will was made when I was then married and had my daughter. Of course, it took her into account. It was a mirror will with my husband where everything was left to each other, and then in the event of second death to our daughter. My will was then revised when I was divorced. And whilst we all, go into a marriage thinking it will be lifelong, you should consult somebody in the event of a divorce. Although there is statute in law as to what would happen with your will, you may want to make different provision for your children, and it's things that we can talk about, putting trusts in place to ensure that the right people administer the money that you leave in your estate, particularly if your children are underage at the time of your death. And then I'm about to go through another review of my will now that my daughter's a little bit older. I hope that's useful. If you find yourself in any of those situations, or you just want to talk through whether your existing will does what you think it does for you, then please do give me a call.